So it's kind of crazy to see that this is already episode 344 or something. So I'm almost in making these almost daily. Sometimes I missed maybe a couple of days, but almost daily making these videos. I wouldn't call them vlogs. I wouldn't even call them videos. Most of the time, this is basically a short form podcast because I'm just talking. I'm not editing this. And I assume that many of you are basically, if you actually are tuning into this channel, are basically just listening. And I appreciate all of you so much for, listening/watching these daily videos and me basically rambling most of the time, be it about in the beginning about making YouTube channel, then about mental health, then about gaming and all, basically forming this little thought bubble of mine of creating these videos as a form to express myself, but more importantly, to practice talking in front of the camera, and then moving on to the other segment where I'm all about finding single focus, be it single focus of making these videos, single focus of gaming, and essentially moving away from a phone, getting away from all of these notifications, but all with the benefit of being able to talk in front of the camera and more freely. Because talking in front of the camera, from my personal experience, especially as a freelance film editor who has to deal with clients, talking in front of the camera freely translates so well to being able to talk in front of people or to talking in front of people you don't know, i.e. clients. That is one of the huge deals with making these videos and why I continuously recommend to people, hey, create a YouTube channel. It's not about earning money. It's not about the subscribers, but more specifically, if you do these videos, and especially in a way where you reduce the barrier of entry, it will benefit you in so many areas. Here in Germany, maybe you practice as well, speaking English and practicing it more often. If you are native speaking English speaker and you make videos or you do it in your mother language, it helps you to communicate without too many pauses, ums and ers in front of the camera, because it is so different to lay out what you want to say in your brain. But as soon as you try to verbalize it, it is a completely different thing. Furthermore, speaking of verbalizing, if you utilize it as a journal, as a video vlog, verbalizing it in a way that other people understand what is going on in your mind, even though you might not show the video, just trying to communicate it in a way that someone else, in this case the camera, or potentially if you upload it, someone else, gives you a clearer perspective of whatever is going on in your brain. And that is also another huge benefit. And going to lowering the barrier of entry, I have so many film maker/creator friends who always say, I want to start a YouTube channel, but they block themselves in the idea, especially because they are professionals. They block themselves with the idea, this has to be a banger video, completely disregarding that most of the time the first couple of videos will completely get lost in the ether. And therefore, I would argue, start very simple, like I do, no edits at all. And then as soon as you get traction, as soon as you get more comfortable making these videos, create that banger video. But it is so important to just start. And to just start, you need to lower the barrier of entry. Again, so many friends of mine, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I have this huge idea, and they never start. And that is a shame, because there is so much talent, and they're blocking themselves because of that barrier of entry. And I'm honestly despite the fact that this channel isn't that successful, I appreciate all of you who are watching. You are amazing. But obviously, just looking at the numbers, I have to acknowledge that this channel, from a numbers perspective, obviously is not successful, or let's say, for the lack of a better word, useful. Because there are a lot of arguments where people say, oh, you put so much effort or so much work in that and you don't get anything back. And that's something that I heard quite a lot, especially in the beginning of my main channel. But yes, these quantifiable numbers aren't showing any success, but you will, and I see it in myself, you will see a different kind of success. As I said, for me, the main goal always was to be better at talking in front of the camera. And I feel like I have gotten so much better after doing almost a year of daily video making. But more importantly, I do every time I make a video. And maybe it's also the fact that I just like talking. Maybe that's the case. But getting all of these thoughts out of my mind, there's such a huge difference of just thinking about something compared to actually verbalizing it or putting it on paper. As soon as it basically, in air quotes, leaves your body, either via your mouth or by pen and paper, that mental load of these thoughts is lifted off your shoulders. And every time I finish a video, it feels like, oh, okay, I got all of these thoughts out of my head, and it feels a little bit lighter in my head. It sounds weird, but as soon as you make a couple of videos and you start talking a little bit more freely and it's just kind of flowing out, you notice it is a relief. And therefore, I am still recommending to so many people, start a YouTube channel. It is amazing. So yeah, this was my video about almost hitting 1 year of these vlogs. And yeah, hope you liked it. Check out my video from yesterday up here. YouTube thinks that you liked the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.